Hey everyone, good morning. Dennis K here with Belize Islands Real Estate. I am having a fantastic morning. A big shout out to Tish and Ed who bought me today's coffee. In fact, you guys, yesterday, man, I went on my site and you had bought me 5 coffees. I couldn't believe it. Thank you so much. I'm cashing in on that today. And after that Zoom call, I started putting out some feelers and I have a couple good options that I'm going to be sharing with you hopefully this evening. So I'm going to get back to my computer this afternoon, just run through some numbers for you, check on 2 more things, and I'm going to be emailing you some options. So congratulations, we're getting close. We're getting close, and hopefully here by Monday morning we're going to have a property under contract for you, at least 1, maybe 2. So looking forward to that. For the rest of you, I wanted to share with you something that I talked about twice yesterday in my Zoom calls with clients, because some of my clients have never been to Ambergris Caye before. They have never been to Belize. So the question always comes up, what makes Steph and I feel that Ambergris Caye is one of the best places in the world to live? Why is Belize so attractive? And you can mention 20 or 30 or 50 reasons, right? So it could be the cost of living, the weather, all these things. But when it comes down to it, I like the way I feel when I'm there, right? When I get off that Tropic airplane and I land and that door to the plane opens up and you step out and the first person you see is someone who's worked at Tropic Air for 15 years and they go, "Oh, Mr. Dennis, Miss Stephanie, you're back. How are you?" And you go to pick up your luggage. And again, the same guys are working there. And, "Oh, Mr. Dennis, let me get your luggage for you. Which one is it? The big orange one's right there, right?" And then you go to rent your golf cart. And, "Oh, Mr. Dennis, long time no see you. Let me give you my best cart. Let me give you a discount on the cart for the week." I mean, you don't get that anywhere else in the world, right? So I was explaining that to someone, but it also goes deeper than that. This feeling of belonging, of everyone having a community feel to it. Let me give an example. One of the favorite places I like to go for breakfast, besides the Blue Water Grill, is a little place called Neary's Tacos. And at Neary's Tacos, you get 3 of these little tacos for like $1 Belize. So it's 50 cents US. So I normally get $2 Belize worth, $1 US for my breakfast, get a fresh squeezed orange juice, and then sometimes I'll sit at the picnic tables they have there to eat. And what's interesting is there might be, say, 20, 25 guys. We're all sitting there having our morning tacos together. And you have your day laborers, the guys that work super hard on the construction sites and on the roads and whatnot. They're all there having their breakfast before they go off to work. But then if you look around, and you might not notice this, but you'll see some other people sitting there having their breakfast. They're obviously not day laborers, but they might not look any different. And if you didn't know any better, you think, oh, they're just regular people. Well, they are regular people, but they're regular people that are worth tens of millions of dollars. They don't tell anybody that. Nobody knows that about them, but they've been extremely financially successful. And here they are on Ambergris Caye. They're paying $1 or $2 Belize for their breakfast, just like everybody else. And the thing is what I like, and I'm hopefully this is going to come across right, is that nobody at those picnic tables cares, right? It doesn't matter if you're going to work building a construction site, or if you're the owner of the development, or if you're a billionaire who just sold off his company and retiring in Belize on your huge savings. Nobody cares. It's just nobody cares about your wealth or not. Nobody cares where you were from, where you were born, what race you are, what language you speak. It's truly one of the most accepting, friendliest places I've ever been in my life. And we have been a lot of places, and we like a lot of places, right? Obviously, we've lived on different places around the world, but Ambergris Caye just has that special feeling. And for those of you who haven't been there or haven't had enough time spent there to realize this, pay attention the next time you're on island. Pay attention to your waiter, your waitress. When you go to get your Johnny Cakes at Ruby's, when you go to get your burritos at Sally's, you'll pay attention, maybe give a little smile, ask their name, and then watch how they remember you and watch how you're treated. Show a little bit of interest, and then the community will just come alive for you. And that is one thing that I truly miss about Belize, because we're not living there full time right now, is that, example, every single day I get my Starbucks. Go into the same Starbucks. Well, actually, there's 2 or 3 here, but I go into almost the same one every day. And, every other day or so, there'll be the same guy working. And he'll look at me and he'll be like, "Okay, what do you want?" It's like, what do I want? I get a cafe Americano every single day, right? And then he'll always ask me my name. Always, like, votre prénom, okay, my name, Denis, and Dennis, right? Every single day. And in Belize, you go somewhere one time, and you come back, and they'll know you. In fact, sometimes they'll just see you walk in, and by the time you get up to the counter, because there might be 2 or 3 people in front of you, they already have your usual. For example, I go to, not Nellie's, Ruby's Cafe. And sometimes there'll be 4 or 5 people in the back, and I'll just kind of raise my hand like, hey, I'm here. And then boom, they'll get a couple of ham and cheese Johnny cakes ready for me and my coffee. And by the time I go to pay, it's already done. It's done with a smile. And so I like that. I think that's pretty cool. And I think you guys will too. Just a short little video today. Hope you guys are doing well. Today is Saturday, July 4th. Like I said, all of you who have been hit me up on the Buy Me a Coffee link, making plans to come down and move to Belize. If you got questions, comments, concerns, if you want to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, what's possible for you guys or not possible, just one thing before I go. You guys who are making these plans, you got a lot of haters out there. You got a lot of, maybe haters is the wrong term, but you got a lot of people that don't want you to do this. And don't give up. Do not give up on this, because those people who don't want you to leave or whatnot, they love you. Some love you, some don't, right? Some are just jealous of what you have planned. But, at the end of the day, they're not the ones paying your bills. They're not the ones, taking care of your house, taking care of your finances. They're not the ones experiencing life like you want to experience. They got their own lives to worry about, right? So, love them, take care of them, be kind in the way you deal with them, but don't let them discourage you. And the reason I bring this up, just one last thing before I go today, because you wouldn't believe the amount of bankers, people have gone to buy property in Belize. They show up at their bank with a contract, with the escrow money, escrow account information, with phone numbers, and the banking personnel will say to them, what are you doing? You're crazy for buying property in Belize. Why are you spending your money like this? I'm like, why are you spending your money like this? What is it to you? The bank is something that's supposed to work for you, right? I've had bankers actually try to talk my clients out of purchasing property in Belize. Yeah, and then so sometimes they actually have to call me, right? So I'll get on the phone with the bank and they'll say, well, what is this money being used for, and where is this property? I'm like, look, what is it to you? These clients, it's their money. They can spend their money on whatever they want. So it just kind of makes me angry sometimes. This just happened 2 days ago. Somebody bought a property. They went to get their earnest money deposit, and they had to spend like an hour at the bank, almost like arguing with their banker. Like, look, send the money to the earnest account, right? Call the people. You can verify that it's a legitimate account. This is not, you're not sending your money to some, this is a U.S.-based escrow account where you're sending your earnest money funds, right? I work with the largest closing company on Ambergris Caye. They do hundreds, maybe even thousands of transactions. And you're telling me that your banker is looking out for your best interest? We've had people try to take their 401k money, roll it over into an IRA, so that the IRA can then buy property in Belize. Happens all the time. I've actually had some 401k custodians say, oh, no, you don't want to do that because if it's a foreign property in another country, you're really not in control of it. Do you know the laws? Put your money in stocks and bonds and mutual funds. You know why? Because a lot of those 401k managers get paid off of managing those funds for you. As soon as you take them out and you convert them into a self-directed 401k, guess what? They just lost their commission. And guess what? You're just now making probably a lot more money than you were before if you invest in the right property. So this is all just to say, and I know I'm sort of rambling on here a little bit, but I'm on a roll thanks to the 5 coffees, Ed and Tish. Thanks a lot. So this is all to say that at every turn, you can encounter an obstacle of some sort. It could be a family member or a well-meaning friend saying, you got a good job here. Look, you're close to your friends. You live in a comfortable place. You got it good. You got it good. Shouldn't this be enough? Who are they to say if it's enough for you? Right? You want more. right? Tell them and say, you know what, I do love my life. I have nothing to complain about, but I want more. I want to go down to Belize, or I want this investment property, or I want to do something for myself, right? I want to invest in myself. And that could be investing in your health, in your finances, in your lifestyle, just learning new skills, doing something different, finding some adventure, right? I can tell you what, staying where you're at for the next 3, 4, 5, or 10 years most likely is not going to be that adventurous. Right? I don't know what the definition for adventure is, but I guess if we looked it up, it would mean something like trying something new, or expanding ourselves, or growing, or developing, or doing something that excites us, you know, looking for something. And sometimes we don't even know what that thing is. I guarantee on that, guarantee you. Look, you have an idea of what you're going to experience in Belize, right? You have this fantasy, this daydream. Maybe you go to bed at night thinking, oh, you know, when I get to Belize, it's going to be like this. And here's what I'm so looking forward to doing this, or I'm so looking forward to not doing that, you know, that whatever that is that causes you pain today. And those are good things to think about, right? Because those get you motivated enough to do something about it. But the reality is, when you get there, right? When you actually land in Belize, you're going to experience things you never experienced before. You're going to have things just go like wow, that was a breakthrough. This would have never happened if I hadn't moved to Belize. And have you ever had things happen like that? For example, you're on vacation. You're free of the stress of work and normal everyday life. And in those moments of vacation, and the vacation could last 7 days, you have that 1 or 2 hours during those 7 days where you have some sort of epiphany or a breakthrough, or you start to think real clearly about something, right? This happens to me many times. In fact, I will actually do this. I'll purposely take a vacation or a travel where I will schedule some, what I call scheduled boredom, where I purposely want to get so I have nothing to do, to the point where I'm actually bored and I get anxious, right? And what happens during those times, and you can't force it to come, it'll just come. It could be sitting in front of a fire with a glass of scotch, or taking a walk early one morning with a coffee. But all of a sudden, in those moments, you'll gain some incredible clarity. Like, wow, you know, I never thought about this situation quite like this. Or some problem that you've been working on in your mind for weeks or months or years. All of a sudden, wow, the solution will come to you, right? And it's not magic and it's not woo-woo or anything like that. It's just that you've given your mind enough of a break, and you've changed your surroundings enough where you start to think differently, right? So your mind has a different process, a different way of operating in those situations. So that all to say is that don't give up on your dream of Belize. Make it happen. Call me. Get on these Zoom calls. Don't let anybody talk you out of this. And let's just walk through it, right? Let's just walk through it. What are you looking to do? Is what you're looking to do crazy? If it's crazy, I'll tell you, right? Because I've been on calls this week with people who had some crazy ideas, and I had to tell them, like, look, this is not going to work, even for me. It's like, I won't sell you this property. Why? Because I could sell you this property right now. You're so excited. I could sell you this property. I could make a nice commission, and boom, you know, let's go on our merry way. But it wasn't the right decision for you guys. And you know, I don't operate like that. So you get on with me on these Zoom calls. Tell me what you're thinking. And if your idea that you have in your mind isn't going to work, or I don't think it's the best for you, then I'm just going to tell you, right? I'm just going to say, look, you got a good idea in your mind, but from my experience, this ain't going to work. Here's why it's not going to work. And then I'll leave the decision up to you, right? Of course, ultimately, at the end of the day, you got to do what's right. But I'm not just going to say to every client that gets on, oh yeah, you know, perfect idea, awesome, let's do this. You know, that's not what it's about. Because there's pros and cons and things that you don't want to do, because if you do them, yeah, you could end up getting hurt. And what I mean by hurt is hurt financially. You could be hurt emotionally. You could have a bad experience. And you're not moving to Belize to have a bad experience, right? You're moving to Belize to just have a good one. So with that in mind, I've gone now for almost 15 minutes. Apologize for that. Guys, have a great day. Thanks a lot for the coffee. Talk to me soon. Get on the Zoom call. Hit me up in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel. Do all that kind of good stuff. Have a great weekend, and we'll chat soon.